Some people are not loud because they want attention. They are loud because silence never fit them. Have you ever been told to tone it down, to be less expressive, less visible, less yourself so others could feel comfortable? This story is about a peacock who learned that shining is not the same as showing off, and that shrinking yourself does not heal the insecurities of others. Stay with this story, because somewhere in it, you may recognize yourself. The forest had a rhythm of its own. Leaves whispered secrets. Streams carried soft conversations. Animals moved through their days following habits they had inherited without question. Nothing disrupted the balance, until the peacock danced. His name was Aru. When Aru opened his feathers, color spilled into the air like living light. Blues deep as the sky after rain, greens sharp as fresh growth, golds that seemed to hold warmth. He did not dance often, but when he did, the forest paused. Some animals smiled without knowing why. Others felt something twist inside them. Aru did not dance to impress. He danced because stillness felt like holding his breath too long. His body moved the way water flows downhill, natural, unstoppable. Yet whispers followed him. "He enjoys the attention," said the sparrows. "He thinks he's better than us," muttered the badgers. Aru heard these words, but never answered them. He believed kindness would speak for him. He lowered his head in greetings, he shared food, he listened more than he spoke. But suspicion grows quietly. During gatherings, eyes followed him. Conversations changed tone when he arrived. Joy mixed with unease. Aru noticed the distance forming, but he did not understand it. He searched himself for pride and found none. Still, the weight of judgment settled on his wings. One evening, as lantern bugs lit the forest floor, a message reached him. The forest council wished to speak with him. Not accused, not condemned, just summoned. Aru folded his feathers tightly that night. For the first time, he wondered if something beautiful could also be a burden. And deep inside, a question began to form. Is being seen a mistake? The forest slept peacefully, but Aru did not. The council met beneath an old tree whose roots spread like fingers gripping the earth. Elders sat in a circle, owls, tortoises, deer, faces calm, voices measured. They did not raise their tones. That made it worse. "Aru," the lead elder said gently, "your presence is powerful." Powerful sounded like praise, yet it carried no warmth. "Some feel overshadowed," another added. "They struggle to feel valued when you display yourself." Aru's chest tightened. "I never meant to make anyone feel small," he replied. His voice was steady, but his thoughts raced. "I only express what I am." The elders exchanged looks. "Expression is not the issue," one said. "Balance is. Perhaps you could soften yourself. Not dance during gatherings. Keep your feathers folded. Let others feel equal." No one called him arrogant. No one said he was wrong. They asked him to adjust. And somehow, that hurt more. Aru agreed. Not because he believed them, but because he cared. From that day, he became a shadow of movement. During celebrations, he stayed near the trees. When music rose, his feet remained still. His feathers lost their shine, not from age, but from neglect. At first, the forest praised the change. "Things feel calmer," some said. But calm soon turned into dullness. Stories lost excitement. Laughter faded quicker. Animals compared themselves more than before, unsure who they were without contrast. Aru watched this quietly. He told himself sacrifice was noble, that silence was kindness. Yet something inside him dimmed, and the forest, without realizing it, dimmed too. Time passed, not dramatically, slowly. That made the loss harder to notice. Gatherings became shorter, creativity faded, disagreements grew. The forest felt heavy, like air before a storm that never breaks. Aru felt responsible. He avoided mirrors of water. He avoided moments of reflection. He believed shrinking was the price of belonging. Then came the night the storm arrived. Wind tore through branches, darkness swallowed familiar paths. Panic spread as animals scattered, unable to see or hear one another. Children cried, elders called out, fear moved faster than sense. Aru stood frozen. He remembered the council's words, "Do not overshadow, do not stand out." But another voice rose louder he had ignored for too long. "This is not about you." Aru stepped forward. He opened his feathers fully. Color cut through chaos, light reflected off rain. Animals saw him instantly. They followed, not because he demanded it, but because his presence felt certain. He led them to shelter. When the storm ended, silence returned, but this time it felt different. The forest had seen the truth. No applause followed, no praise was spoken immediately. Aru simply closed his feathers and checked on others. That mattered. The council approached later, voices quieter than before. "We were wrong," the elder said. "Your light was never pride, it was guidance." Aru listened not with bitterness, but clarity. "I never wanted to be above anyone," he said. "I only wanted to be honest." The forest changed after that. Aru danced again, but not to dominate. He danced with awareness. He listened when others spoke. He invited different voices forward. And something remarkable happened. Others began to shine too, not by copying him, but by accepting themselves. The forest did not become louder, it became truer. Time reshaped memory. New animals grew up knowing Aru not as a symbol, but as an example. Confidence without cruelty, visibility without ego. The forest learned that harmony is not sameness, it is space. And Aru learned something equally important. You do not need to disappear to be kind, and you do not need to shout to be seen. Before this story ends, take a moment. Think about the parts of yourself you folded away, the ideas you softened, the joy you quieted so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. Ask yourself gently, were you being humble or were you being afraid? Confidence does not mean standing above others. It means standing fully as yourself, without apology and without harm. If this story resonated with you, sit with it for a while. You don't need to change overnight. Sometimes the first step is simply unfolding one feather and letting yourself be seen.